Welcome everyone to the Highball Advisors Railroad Retirement Whiteboard. My name is John McNamara with Highball Advisors, and today is the Railroaders 401k guide for railroad retirement. So I want to talk about some strategies, some opportunities for railroaders that are really unique to railroaders with their retirement portfolios, their assets in going into retirement and then even after retirement, some ideas and strategies that you want to think about. So I saw an interesting statistic. MarketWatch published a number that 70% of companies automatically enroll their employees in 401ks. And of that 70%, 86% are enrolled in target date 401k funds. So basically that means they set a date at which you're projected to retire, and build a portfolio, kind of a glide path, that's kind of the term, where they manage your assets all the way to retirement. And you retire, you have a nest egg, and that's kind of the 401k strategy of it. So let's look over here on my right. So here's your typical glide path, right? So you're young, let's say you enter the workforce at 20, right? You plan railroad, right? You work till 60. So this is a typical target date fund. And so this individual will retire at 60. They start off very early in equity positions, right? Because you're in equities, obviously the best returning asset class historically over time. However, with equities comes volatility, as we've seen from the 2008s and the 1999s of the world. But if you can stay in it, it's the best performing asset. So they say, okay, well, early on in these target date funds, you can stay in equities, but as you move along and progress along your career, they're going to start moving you out of equities and more into fixed income, bonds, safer investments, still a good return, but much safer investment, because as you get nearer, the theory behind the target date fund, as you get closer, is this is the money that you're going to need to sustain you in retirement, right? So with target date funds, you'll have your Social Security, and then you have this nest egg of 401k, right? And then you've got to make sure that you have enough retirement income to do that. So your administrators of your 401k take a traditional, really a non-railroader look at it, and this is just kind of a typical glide path. So at the 60, when you retire, you'll have 50% equities and 50% bonds, because you still need equities, because even though you retire at 60, you really got planned for another 30 years, so you need that equity growth that comes along with it. So this is a traditional 50% equity, 50% bond at retirement, right? You're all the way up here to start. So, but let's look at like a railroader's point of view here. And what I did is I added a different axis, because this is important, is the tier 2 valuation. Right, so tier 2 is another source of retirement income, right? So over here, you have your nest egg, and you're going out to purchase retirement income, right? That's what a non-railroader does, right? Say, I need, right? What's the biggest concern in retirement? Do I have enough money in retirement? I don't want to run out of cash. So they figure, okay, here's your nest egg. Go out and find some additional retirement income besides Social Security. So people will buy CDs. Well, they're really low interest rates. Not much going on there. You have bond ladders, and those are low, and then you can go out, have a nice dinner, and get sold an annuity, and that's another way of income stream. So you spend your money there. However, right? So a railroader. So let's say they start at 20, and their tier 2 starts vesting at 25, right? 5 years of service before your tier 2 vests. But however, they're building up that retirement income stream along with their 401k as they progress through the railroad. So, after 5 years, 10, 15, 20, the value, right? The cash value, although you can't turn it in for cash, it's more of a replacement value of that tier 2 annuity. I assign a value to it. So a person here, this is just a single individual in this case, let's say 40 years of railroad service, retires at 60, will have a tier 2 income of almost $2,100, $2,200, right? So if I had to go out to the marketplace to purchase a single premium and immediate annuity, I would have to give an insurance company $500,000 to replicate that. So you have to assign a value on that. And what that does is gives you now an opportunity as a railroader to think about this glide path. Is this the correct glide path, or any target date glide path? Is that the proper glide path for you as a railroader, right? So you're 50% equity, 50% bond, and let's say this number's $500,000, right? You've retired and you have this, but wait a second, I also have a $500,000 annuity, a tier 2 annuity. So I only have if you add that up, I only have a 25% equity now position. I'm way underneath this line, right? So the point I'm trying to make with this is this line, this valuation of your tier 2 is giving you an opportunity to draw your own line on how comfortable you are, as opposed to this target date fund, okay? So, some people might say, okay, well, I can take more risks now because I know I have my expenses covered, or the benchmark I use, as long as I have 80% of my expenses covered in retirement, I would be comfortable taking more risk, right? I can stay in equities longer because my retirement costs are essentially covered. And that's up to each individual. So what we do at Highball Advisors is we calculate this tier 2 all the time, right? And that will determine how this curve should fit for railroaders. And that's what you need to be doing. You need to be calculating how many years of service do I have? What can I expect from my tier 2 annuity? What can I expect from my tier 1, my tier 2? And that's your floor, and that will determine what your glide path will be. That will be one of the factors. Obviously, the other factors, hey, what am I comfortable with, right? I'm not comfortable being in equities my whole life. It's just too risky. I understand that. All I'm saying is this line here gives you the opportunity to run out your glide path longer versus bringing it down here. So I hope you found this useful. Reach out to me if you want to discuss this further. I think this is a tremendous opportunity for railroaders, to me, that's a lot of opportunity being left out on the table by following a simpler glide path. This will get you there. I'm not knocking that, but I'm just saying that there's opportunity here if a railroader wants to go out to get it. So I hope you found this useful. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I always appreciate that. You can reach out to a free 30-minute meeting. Still doing those. So in the meantime, everyone, please stay safe, stay on track, and take care. So long, everybody. Bye.